If you enjoy this podcast, then be sure to check out Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, where you can get your daily dose of farm wisdom. Tune in every day to learn the latest tips, tricks, and stories from the world of farming. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just getting started, our podcast has something for everyone. Join us as we explore topics like farm business, crop planning, soil management, and tools and technology. Start your day off right with Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe today. When thinking about this business model, I've read a lot of the comments off a video with your interview on it, and a lot of people are like, hey, you have to be right near a big city, or how is it even possible to get that many people out there? And I know you've covered this in past interviews, you have it in your book, but can you just kind of walk through the building the community around the farm? How do you get that minimum viable customer base? Where do you think you have to be in relation to an urban area? And what are realistic numbers that people can look at? Because for somebody in rural Missouri or Alabama that wants to do this, that's one thing compared to somebody who's in the San Diego area, which would be no problem.
It's going to be really interesting. I started an online course as well. We could talk about that later, but we do a monthly live call and we just do Q&A and we all talk about what's going on and questions and all that. And what has been really interesting is where everybody is, right? So I do have a guy in Nebraska. I've got a guy in Arizona. I've got a lady in Amsterdam. We've got people all over the place. So I'm very curious to get real actual data of what the customer base looks like in other places and proximity to cities of whatever size and all of that. So I'm very interested to see how that turns out after their first seasons this summer. But for us, we are spoiled. There's 10 million people immediately south of us, 30 minutes south. And it is the first thing I say in the book is you need proximity to an urban area or a highly populated area. 30 miles does seem to be, I did a survey of our customers, and 30 miles is like the most common distance that they're coming from. But it just not that many people. The way that we started our email list was obviously we started our social media from when we were doing farmers markets and then started collecting emails. And one of my pieces of advice, if you are just starting out in this, is to get a widget on your website like today, yesterday, start collecting emails, put a clipboard on your table at the farmers market, do whatever you can to start getting emails because it's just priceless. Everyone who's ever bought a ticket to the farm, those emails are exported and go on the list and they're free to unsubscribe, and they do. But we have just built that up. It always lives on the website, built that up over time to the point now where, especially with the season passes, are my most important customers, very important picker VIPs. What I'm trying to get to, and I have already, my season passes are on sale right now, actually. I want to sell at least 50% of the available passes to my season passes last year, the people who had them last year. So I've just crossed that. Of the 750 or so people who had them last year, about a third came never. A third came once, or the last third came a bunch. So that's my next thing is then fine tuning into that, getting down to that 200 and whatever people who are really, I would really love to quantify and figure out how to do that with my point of sale and quantify what am I making off of just these 200 people who come just about every week. Because it's much more about for the bottom line, about the tightly connected folks than the day passes who pay $5 and come once. You know what I mean? They're important too. And we gain new season passers from that pool every year. But we really have over time cultivated a really tight, I would say probably something like 250 people who are deeply supportive of us.
Which isn't that many, right? If you think about it, 250.
Hey, my neighborhood is 10 times that size. It's just not that many. And this is funny to say, I don't try that hard anymore. Like I have as many people as I need. So I don't try that hard. There are, in this, I was very fortunate with our timing because we're going into our third year, so we scaled up a little, was COVID. So that just slammed us into popularity with everybody. And that really blew up as far as like my social media following and all of that. We got very lucky in that way. I know that not everybody's going to be able to do that, but it has sustained. It wasn't a flash in the pan. Those people are still here and I'm getting new people every year. But I don't really market the farm very hard anymore. I market much more to the people I already have than to new people.
And what's the total number of unique visitors that came through the farm last year?
We've lost control of this piece of data because of the season passes. So it was something like 5,000 single visit passes that we sing $5 one-time visit, but 760 people who 250 came never, 250 came once, and the remaining 250 came 3+ times. So I knew spreadsheet, break it all out.
And what does the average person spend when they go there on produce?
40.
So 40.
Right around $40.
Plus a $5 admission. So they're like $45.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, I've tried to now go the way of really descaling this down to say, hey, you just want to make $1,000 a week in revenue. You'd need, if you got $1,000 a week was your goal, you had 22 people is what it would take to go through there, to spend $40, $5 to get in. That's it. So 20 people you have to find.
Piece of cake.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then you can just scale up from there. And I think why so much of this becomes intimidating is new farmer starts out and they're like, oh, I want to be like Megan. And getting there in year one, forget about it. It's never going to happen. So start small, find 20 people in your neighborhood, at church, at your school, at your workplace, get them to come out and go from there. Hello, growers. Protect your crops from harmful insects with Modern Growers Insectanet. This top-tier insect netting made by Modern Grower shields your plants from pests and harsh weather, boosting your yields without harmful sprays. Insectanet's unique design allows 90% of the light to pass through and is easy to use with low tunnel systems like our Quick Hoops. It's soft, elastic, and durable, perfect for field use to help ensure that your crops thrive. Say goodbye to pest damage and hello to healthier, market-ready produce. Invest in Insectanet and see the difference it makes. Get Insectanet at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.